Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Last night, firefighters rushed to the scene of a devastating house fire at the intersection of South Wyoming and East Walnut Street in Hazleton. The fire started around 11:30 p.m. in an apartment building, destroying 2 homes and damaging a third. Officials say 9 people made it out safely from the burning building. However, one man couldn't reach the exit and had to jump out of a window from the burning building. He and 2 others were taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital in Hazleton. The condition of their injuries is unknown at this time. The Hazleton Fire Department and the State Police Fire Marshal are currently investigating the cause of the fire. 2 men have been sentenced for a road rage crash that killed a well-known Lackawanna County barber. John Darko of Clark Summit and Paul Viscamy of Scott Township pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter in the March 2024 crash that killed 49-year-old Brian Nardella, co-founder of Loyalty Barbershop. Darko was sentenced to 25 to 60 months in prison, while Viscamy received 30 to 60 months. Investigators say the men were speeding in separate cars in a merge lane when their cars collided, sending Darko's vehicle into oncoming traffic, hitting a car being driven by Nardella. Nardella was killed in the crash. Pennsylvania State Police in Frackville are asking for help finding a missing woman. 45-year-old Rebecca McNellis of Benner Township was last seen Thursday night, September 5th, in the 700 block of West Market Street in Pottsville. She's described as 5 foot 6 inches, 260 pounds, with strawberry blonde hair and blue eyes. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Rebecca McNellis is urged to contact police immediately by calling 911 or by calling Pennsylvania State Police Frackville at 570-874-5300 or PSB Tips toll-free at 1-800-472-8477. The Berwick Area School Board has approved new rules affecting transgender students. The first policy, approved unanimously, requires students to use bathrooms and locker rooms that match the sex on their birth certificate. A second policy, passed by a 7-to-1 vote, restricts teachers from using a student's preferred name unless parents provide written approval. Without that approval, staff must use the name and pronouns listed on the student's birth certificate. During Monday's meeting, several community members voiced frustration, saying the focus should be on preventing bullying rather than controlling the students' identities. Some warned that these rules could put vulnerable students at greater risk at home. While both measures have been approved, the district has not yet announced when they will officially take effect. On Tuesday, September 9th, a vocal group urged the Luzerne County Council to impose a Southern County tax break moratorium. Not following the wishes of the group, the majority of the council voted against the idea. The argument was that the possible loss of more customers could burden PPL Electric utilities to make changes to the planned 500 kV transmission line, meant to pass at least 10 miles through Nescopec, Black Creek, Sugarloaf, and Hazel Township. Following the final vote, the council was criticized, and PPL stated that years of progress have led to an increase of users of large amounts of power, making Luzerne County get long-term investments. By the year 2030, PPL expects electricity demand to increase by 16 times over their current levels, and said that the transmission line project has no authority as a public utility to be within a certain radius of a house, so no displacements are needed. Coming up on WYLN News, a fight has broken out in the Lackawanna prison. Plus, the flag for the 9/11 memorial has been brought out. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
WYLN News brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton's emergency room team. Your experts in any emergency. When emergencies happen, minutes and expertise count. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is now part of Jefferson Health.
My name is Riley. It's gonna be sunny.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network. It's high school football time on WYLN TV 35. Check out the game of the week and join the entire WYLN sports team as they bring live high school football to you. Watch over the air in Hazleton at 35.1, Berwick at 47.1, or Williamsport at 9.1. Or Service Electric Cable, Channel 7 or 507, or online. The game of the week is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Comebacks begin here.
Welcome back to WYLN News. On Tuesday, police were dispatched of an assault between two inmates inside the Lackawanna County Prison in Scranton. Officials say that prison officers reported an inmate-on-inmate attack that occurred around 12:30 p.m. One inmate was killed during the assault. There is no information on how the incident started. The Lackawanna County District Attorney's Office Detective Division and the Pennsylvania State Police are investigating this incident. Today, the 9/11 Memorial flag arrived at the Luzerne County Courthouse, getting ready for the 9/11 Memorial Service tomorrow morning. The event is held to remember and reflect on the lives lost during the attacks that occurred on September 11, 2001. The ceremony will be held at the Luzerne County Courthouse Rotunda in Wilkes-Barre at 8:30 a.m. to honor the victims and first responders impacted by the events of 9/11. The safety of the students is important, especially when picking up or dropping off from a school bus. Today, the school bus safety bill presented by Senator Lisa Baker has been approved by the Senate. The bill emphasizes to increase the required stopping distance for drivers from the opposite direction when a school bus is stopped with its red lights flashing, expanding the buffer from 10 feet to 15 feet. It also raises penalties for violations, such as higher fines and license suspensions for repeated offenders. In addition, the bill also emphasizes increased education and awareness for drivers by requiring PennDOT to include a reminder in driver's license renewal paperwork and encouraging school districts to publicize prevention efforts. The bill now heads to the House of Representatives for consideration. A paving project is set to start tomorrow, September 11th, all through the work of UGI Utilities and Big Rock Paving. The companies advise travelers to remember the following roads and plan the trips more thoroughly. The streets and avenues included are East 2nd Street, East 3rd Street, South Penn Street, Penn Argyle Avenue, Brugler Avenue, Rose Avenue, and Wood Street. The paving project will continue until Friday, October 10th. Join WYLN TV 35 News for the high school football season, as the games will be broadcasted live to watch at home, on TV, or on YouTube. On the coming Fridays, starting September, the Hazleton area Cougars will be facing off various teams in an arena made up of mild violence and grace, just like the NFL players do in the most popular sport in United States broadcasting. Following their victory against the West Scranton Invaders, the Cougars will be facing the Berwick Bulldogs. Feel free to even attend the home games at the Harmon Geist Memorial Field at 175 North Wyoming Street, Hazleton. The games commence every Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. and will rebroadcast every Saturday and Sunday at 1 p.m. The broadcasted games will be saved on the WYLN TV35 YouTube page on the live section for those who missed the rebroadcasts. Coming up on Catawis's News Choice, we see some interesting medical field topics on Wellness Wednesday. Plus, WYLN historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Part 3 of Jim Thorpe. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cher's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cher's is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
If you're on active duty, retired from the military, a member of the National Guard and the Reserves, or a military family member, you may be eligible for a military auto insurance discount. You could save up to 15% on your total auto insurance premium. And veterans, when it comes to your auto insurance, it pays to compare, literally, because when you're saving, you're actually paying yourself, right? What are you paying now? What's 15% less than that? Well, that 15% means that's money you're keeping every year. Would you rather give that money to your insurance company or keep it for yourself? And to find out just how much you could save, call the number on your screen right now. Speak with a licensed insurance agent. Let them compare companies. Only then will you really know which one is the lowest. You could save up to 15% off your insurance, so it's worth a quick call to learn more.
1-800-277-0198.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman. Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Lisa Marie, and I am here at our beautiful Station Circle therapy room, which is gorgeous with so many, and I say word gorgeous, but it is. I mean, you have everything in this therapy department that I think anyone could possibly need to get back on their feet. So I am here with a new therapist, Wayne Kagoy. And also we are going to have our Christina Perry that you have seen in other episodes. She's going to be our patient today. And we're going to talk about shockwave therapy. I know, it sounds pretty intense. Wayne, tell us a little bit about what it is and who benefits from it.
So one big thing out the gate, like I said, with shockwave therapy, that's one of the big misconceptions a lot of people have, because when you hear shockwave, you think electrical, and it's actually not electrical therapy whatsoever. It's actually sound waves getting pulsed into the joint, muscle, ligament, tendon, whatever you're treating. So benefit-wise, I mean, a lot of times the treatment is a treatment option. It's non-invasive, or for any kind of diagnosis that's been treated multiple times in the past and nothing else seems to help.
Okay.
So
I'm coming in, my doctor orders therapy for me. why are you going to like?
So a lot of times if they've tried other treatments that haven't worked in the past, they'll refer this. And what it does is it increases blood flow to that joint. So it's having delayed healing, or other treatments are increasing the pain or anything like that. This is just a non-invasive another treatment. And what we'll do is we'll use this machine and it'll send sound waves into that joint, increase the blood flow. It'll actually have a little bit of an inflammatory response, but that's what you want, because the increased inflammation and blood flow will promote the healing.
Okay. So what, and I know I'm asking these questions and it may sound redundant, but you know, for those of us who really aren't in your world, what kind of injury would I have possibly had to?
Right. A lot of it's tendonitis, overuse, chronic tendonitis, bursitis. If you have Achilles tendonitis or spurring, plantar fascia is a real big one that we're treating right now.
Okay.
Tennis elbow, golfer's elbow. What else have you been treating or seeing recently? I think they're the big ones at the moment. I did hamstring for marathon runners.
Okay.
A lot of knees and hips, so kind of treats them all.
Oh, okay. All right. So do you want to kind of show us how this works and how?
So, yeah, with this machine, this is the aperture you use to deliver the sound wave. Inside of this machine, there's a little metal rod with a bullet inside, and when you turn it on, it compresses air through that little rod and sends that bullet into the head of the apparatus that you're using. So there's multiple heads you can use when treating the patient depending on the intensity. So when you do this type of treatment, it is a little bit of a noxious stimuli. It's a little uncomfortable. You feel it tapping and a pulsing. And you want to use whichever head you could tolerate the greatest.
Okay.
So at first you could use a ceramic or a plastic, and then you go to harder metals. So when you first do it to the patient, use a light head that's comfortable for them, and you see how they tolerate it. And if you're like, that's good, I could go more, you could bump up the head and the intensity.
Okay.
So the higher the intensity, the deeper it goes into the joint, the more of the inflammatory response you're going to get.
Right.
So you would start with a light head. In your case, we would treat the elbow after doing an evaluation and seeing what's going on. You would select a head, you'll put ultrasound on the joint, and then you would deliver the treatment. When I turn this on, we'll do it in a minute because you can't talk through it because it's a little noisy and loud with the tapping. Once you turn it on, it will deliver 3,000 pulses into that joint, and you'll hear how quick it is in a second. After 3,000 repetitions, it'll turn off and take a break. And then typically treatment is between 3,000 and 9,000 repetitions. So you'll do it for a round, take a break, how do you feel? I'm getting used to it. All right, you could bump up the intensity. You could change the head on it if that's where you're going with it. And then after 9,000 repetitions, you conclude the treatment. It's pretty brief. It takes 8 to 15 minutes, depending what body part, where you're treating, and how you're treating it. And then the biggest thing is after treatment, it's going to be a little red, hot, swollen. That's a normal response because it's an inflammatory response.
Sure.
You want to stay away from any kind of anti-inflammatories or steroids.
Okay.
So that's one big thing with this misconception. You don't want to take Advil or anything like that because it's going to kind of defeat the purpose of increasing the blood flow and swelling to that area.
I have to tell you, I love your passion for what you do. Your knowledge is incredible, and I'm so glad that, you know, we can rely on your expertise to give us the treatment that is right for us when we come in here. So show us real quick.
Yeah, so if I were to treat her and we did an evaluation, she has tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, whatever she has going on, and see lateral elbow pain, you would palpate it. I would choose a head for her. I'll go a little less intense for now, and you would situate the patient how they're comfortable. And what I would do is just get the ultrasound gel, place on the area treating. So then the parameters are already set in the machine. That's a whole different ballgame just for therapist-wise. Typically 2 to 3 times the size of the sound head is what you're going to be treating. You will prep the patient because at first they're very nervous because, again, they have that shock wave theory in their head that electrical current's getting delivered. It is going to be a little loud when I first turn it on. I'm not going to speak through it, so I'll turn it on for a second and then I'll turn it off. Are you ready? You comfortable? All right, here we go.
Oh, it is, yeah.
So every time you hear that tick, that's that bullet hitting the metal head of this apparatus. So again, that brief period, that delivered 275 pulses. Okay, I would do that until it hit 3,000. In the interim, I would also ask her, you know, how was the intensity on that? If she's like, it's not that bad, I would increase the head immediately because you want it to be as strong as you can tolerate.
And how did that feel for you?
Yeah, you could feel a little bit of a pinching, but other than that, no shock sensation, just the vibration.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you both for, once again, educating us on what this is and how it can benefit our patients. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
Have a good day.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Hey, did you know Wyln posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. Wyln, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it. The secret is Perfect Cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve. It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed. And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
My name's Riley. Don't be sunny.
In addition to the Lehigh Valley Railroad, Mauch Chunk was also served by the Central Railroad of New Jersey, which had leased control of the Lehigh and Susquehanna Railroad through town in 1871. The CNJ built, in 1888, a beautiful Queen Anne-style train station for passenger service. The station, now in the National Register of Historic Places, is still in use today, offering rides on the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway and as a visitor center to the Pocono Mountains. For guests traveling to Mauch Chunk who want to get closer to nature, the Glenanoco Tavern opened in 1886 in the woods near Glenanoco Falls. Sources differ for whose idea the establishment was, with some attributing to the Lehigh Valley Railroad and others to a trio of Philadelphia investors. Whoever does deserve the credit, the tavern was renamed soon after to the Hotel Juanita. The name supposedly came from a member of the tribe of the fabled Princess Anoco, whom legend has it dove into her namesake falls in grief over the death of her lover. Both the Lehigh Valley Railroad and Central Railroad of New Jersey would ferry guests via trains that left every 15 minutes to the hotel, which was owned by brewery magnate Pius Schweibens, and which featured a dance pavilion, a baseball diamond, and an 84-foot bar. Then First Lady Frances Cleveland was among those who stayed there, as did John Philip Sousa. The Juanita was also for a time a popular spot for church and company picnics. The hotel, however, had some problems, including small capacity and difficulty for guests to get there in the winter. Thus, in its later decades, the Juanita drew less and less as tourists looked for more convenient places to vacation at, and its primary financial backer, Edward Sewers, resorted to forging railroad bonds in his mother's name to try and keep it open. The end for the Juanita came on April 27, 1911, when embers from a nearby forest fire landed on the hotel's roof and ignited it. The hotel was quickly consumed by the inferno, and once the flames were put out, it was declared a total loss. It was subsequently decided not to rebuild the Juanita afterwards. The remains of the Hotel Juanita were torn down in 1917, and its site is now thick woods today. The first Carbon County Courthouse at the former company store of Lehigh Coal Navigation, which the company had donated to the county after its founding. It served its role from 1843 until it burned down the terrible fire of 1849. A second courthouse was built to replace it in 1850, designed in Greek Revival style, with the first cases there held in the fall that year. By the 1890s, it had started to become overcrowded and was dismantled. The third and current Carbon County Courthouse, designed by Herman Reep in Romanesque style and modeled in part after Big Ben, finished construction on the site of its predecessor on April 27, 1893. It opened for business in May 1894 and remains in operation today, a crown jewel of the community. Trolley service in Mauch Chunk began in 1892 with the formation of the Carbon Transit Company. It initially ran across the Lehigh River between Mauch Chunk and East Mauch Chunk. Fatefully, as it was extended towards Lehighton, the line was built up to the top of nearby Flagstaff Mountain, so named for the large American flag hung from a tree on the peak by patriotic locals during the Civil War. In 1901, the company took advantage of the tremendous views that could be seen from the roof of the world and building an amusement park on the summit. In 1913, a ballroom was opened in Flagstaff as well, and it played host to such performing legends as Frank Sinatra, Benny Goodman, and Glenn Miller and the Dorsey Brothers over the years. Its popularity declined in the 1960s, and in 1987 it was proposed as a site for a walled city by a group of Hare Krishnas, but the proposal was defeated. Today the ballroom operates as Gallows Pub, open to receptions.